Greetings and welcome back to Subnautica. So I recorded an entire episode and forgot to turn my microphone on. So I'm going to attempt to explain what I was doing here. I decided the first thing I wanted to do, and I think those two warnings were the other two bases. I decided the first thing I wanted to do was to get a central storage set up. And I was going to check my reactor first and make sure that the stuff up here was operating, and I realized I'd forgotten to do that other grow bed. And none of this stuff has finished growing. And I'm in need of food and water soon. Was debating whether or not to get rid of these storage stations. I think I could combine them to cut down on how many I had, because I decided I was going to move the gear as well. But I decided to unload some of the stuff I was carrying to go outside and make sure that the basis for the storage facility, which I was going to put above this back room, was in place. And I needed to go get some materials for it. Yeah, because that's the reactor room. And there was a limestone chunk right near my base. So I was wondering whether or not they are actually respawning, or if I had just missed that one, and decided to retrieve my cameras. So I got that one away from the annoying little bastards, and decided to go grab this one and then stockpile some titanium from limestone chunks. Titanium and possibly copper, because I'm going to need a lot of copper too. But I was going to need a lot of titanium for the construction I was planning on doing. And that little bastard is annoying me. Yep, he better run. And if they keep messing with my stuff, I'm going to kill him. He drew me over to some limestone chunks at least, so there was some good out of that. And I wanted to try and clear a lot of the limestone out of an area, because it'll make it easier to see these with all this HUD stuff up. And I was double checking to make sure I had harvested everything here, and got sidetracked by some quartz. Now, one limestone chunk, that one, is not have an outline. And I think another one up here didn't either, which was odd to me, but... Checking my inventory, I had 6 more slots. Didn't quite get away from him. But those guys do very little damage. I'm more worried if I run into larger ones later, like in the depths, if they have bigger versions of those plants. And that was the extent of my inventory. So I need to head back to the base and offload some stuff. And then we are going to get the central storage started setting up. Actually, I may do that before I go inside. I was checking to see if I had any titanium or anything to consume.
Capability active.
Let's see. Ah, yes, converting my scrap metal to basic titanium. Offloading the quartz and copper for now, as much as I can, just to free up space. And I need the habitat tool and the repair tool, because I want to make sure these drones are fully repaired before I store them. Because my original plan was to just store them in cabinets until I needed them. But then I believe I stumbled across something really interesting. And he appeared to be topped off already. The other one I think had a little damage. Yeah, 1%. And this is where I'm going to place the central storage. Right above this area, so that when I come in through the hangar, it'll be right there. And I decided to check these little nodules on the side and see if you can actually dock these guys to recharge them, is what my plan was. I didn't realize, see, I think I'd put them in there before and they'd reset and been fully charged, and I didn't realize you could actually keep them docked like that. But yeah, I think that will keep the stalkers from going after them. And I was checking to see if this is like them charging or some other compartment I can access, but apparently not. But now I'm going to go inside and get the stairs set up for the storage area. Or the ladder, I meant. But I only have 1 titanium and I need 2 for the ladder. So I need to find some place to get titanium. And I'm getting low on water. And I have some useless containers up here. Let's see, those provided food but not much water.
Vital signs stabilizing.
But I could get enough of these right now to get out of the warning zone for water, and then grab some off of this to replant. So I'm about half on saturation. This is where I realized I had some useless containers here, so I decided just to get rid of them. I mean, they weren't started, so I didn't get anything back from that, but I could pull out some titanium to put this grow bed together by emptying this and disassembling it. I'd still need 1 more titanium from somewhere. So I decided to consolidate, I think, these and take them, tear them down for the titanium for now, so I can get the grow bed started and a ladder to the storage room started. So we got the marble melon started here. I'll need a lot more to fully get it going. And the marble melons are a real good food and water source. So basically that's all you need to keep going at that point. I was checking these to see which I could clear out to dismantle. And where to consolidate stuff. Oh, and I found more titanium. That's very useful. So I will be... Oh, I accidentally put my tool up. I will be able to complete some of this stuff. That one's full. So basically I'm going to have to carry these pieces when I dismantle this locker. And that's the scanner, not the deconstruction tool. Or habitat tool. And I decided to go ahead and move the fabricator while I was at it. And top off my health. And move the battery charger. I got enough space to get all the batteries and dismantle it. So I can have it in the storage room. Because I'm mainly going to be coming in from the vehicle bay and working here. So I'm going to put the ladder right here. And then set up the fabricator right here. And the medical kit fabricator right here. And then I was wondering what happened to my computer chip. And eventually I realized it wasn't a medical kit fabricator I was putting there. It was a battery charger. Yeah, I'm putting up a battery charger, not a medical kit fabricator. But I don't think of that until after I use up most of my titanium making wall lockers. Trying to center them is a pain. I really wish they had a lock to grid. Because it is really difficult to get these things aligned, and people like me who have minor OCD, it's really annoying when things aren't straight and even. And I have a thing where I really like symmetry. As you can tell, not too big on asymmetrical things. Yeah, we're just going to line all of these walls with storage lockers. And that way we can store everything individually. We can have a locker for titanium, a locker for lead. I don't think there's enough space in here to have a locker for everything. But there are some things I could double up eventually. Or I could add another room above this to expand the storage even farther. Or even further. And have organics in one area and inorganics in the other, but it's much more convenient to have everything I need for the fabricator in one room. But like I said, there are some things that I really won't need individual storage for. And I realized at that point that one wasn't quite even. And I know some of these still aren't, but it's hard to tell until I start assembling them. And like I said, my OCD is a little minor. So it's just slightly annoys me. And a lot of times I can deal with it. It's not a complete compulsion, but the annoyance gets to the point where eventually it is something I have to correct. So I decided to empty out a lot of space.
Seek fluid intake.
And it was at this point I realized it was the battery charger, not the medical kit fabricator. But I'd already used the titanium for it. So I'm not able to complete it. But I can offload some of this stuff so that I can grab more of other things. And I really didn't need all my tools with me, but I didn't think until later to start putting them away. At this point I'm hoping the tree is grown. It is not. These don't provide enough water, and they're growing, and all of those are growing. So I'm going to need another source of water. I'm probably going to need to hop outside and get some bladderfish really quick, because I don't have water in any of these, I don't believe. And I'm going to need water really soon. So we're going to go looking for bladderfish so that I can get some water going. And I see one right there. And missed him completely. And now I've lost him. But there's another one down here. Let's grab him. And I know there was another one around here, but I can't figure out for the life of me where he disappeared to. So I decided to remove that chip so that all of the information from the scanning room was not cluttering up my vision, and I could spot the bladderfish a little easier. And there's one. Got him on a drive-by. And there's another. Missed. Missed again. And this little bastard was giving me a hard time. Alright, there we go. Collecting quite a few of these just to make sure, because it's going to be a while before those plants mature. So I'm going to need water to hold me over for a while. My food level is fine, and the potatoes grow fairly fast. I can always, oh, there's one. I can always use them for food if I need to. Or come out and get a peeper and cook it. But we can start entering and exiting all the time through here. I was just double checking to see if there were any more fish around here.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
And decided the fastest way to get some water going was to go back to the life raft, because I don't have to walk up several ladders and stuff. I can go right here. And there we go. Took care of it directly. And now I'm trying, I believe I started trying to figure out if I could queue up multiples of these by like holding down shift or control. But while shift kept the screen up, it didn't actually queue them up. And control really didn't do anything. Even if I sat there and multi-clicked, it didn't keep queuing them up. I had to keep clicking. So I still haven't figured out how to just have it make all. I'll probably have to look online to see if I can find some way, if it's possible. And also in the future, I'm going to shut off the scanning rooms when I leave a base, so that I'm not still seeing that clutter while I'm going around doing other things.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Making sure I have inventory space, because I'm going to move the mod station to the middle of the storage room. And that way, all of my crafting will be taking place in this area. And I'm being a little bit picky about having it centered. like I said, I have a minor OCD. And I want it to face the stairs. And that's when I realized it's really not centered this way either. And it's hard to do minor adjustments. Like I said, I'd really prefer a snap to grid type building option. And it's off center a little bit, just enough to annoy me. So we're going to pick it back up and move it. And try and get it somewhat centered. And I think I'm happy with it now. No more titanium, so I can't continue any of this, but I can empty out my inventory. And proceed to tear down the rest of the wall lockers over here so that everything is being worked on from here. So I've got to empty all of these out and move them to the one lockers I have built and the reactors offline. I've still got emergency power from the solar panel right now because it is daylight. And we're going to offload all of this that we can. And I'm debating whether or not I need to carry my tools, or if I can offload all of them while I'm working inside just to make the transition faster. That's not completed. I was going to put my partial batteries in it, but I just realized that thing wasn't completed because I did not have titanium. So much for that. And let's go ahead and offload our tools, or at least the fire extinguisher. Now we need to deal with the fact the power is out. And I've got the tool out, so I can't see if they're matured. Yeah, they're matured. So now we have power going again. And back to what we were doing. This one will be emptied out, and I can tear it down, which will give me another one I can build later and start working on emptying out some of this other stuff. That'll take another trip. Now, if I did get rid of all of my equipment, I could probably do this in less trips. That takes one, and that takes one, so we get both of those, another locker set up, and we can put the batteries in the charger. So let's get those batteries back out. Make sure everything has got a fresh battery in it, so that we're charging the partials. top off my fluid to free up a spot there to put that battery in. Making sure all of these batteries are fully charged. And still haven't decided to offload my equipment to make this transition a little faster. I decided to check and see if the thermoblade had power. It's not battery operated. And we can get started on the last cabinet right here. And one more trip would probably do it. My inventory's full, so I can't really deconstruct anything else. But I was debating whether or not to move the radio, but I think I'll still leave it there. And the medical kit. Right now everything's going to be a disorganized mess, but I'm just trying to offload this stuff. I had put up my titanium somewhere. There it is. Get another locker down, and one more trip should have everything out of that front room, so that we'll be working entirely in the storage from here on. That wall locker's got mainly gear in it. Yeah, there's the last wall locker over here with materials. And yeah, I decided if I needed to do any quick, instead of having a fabricator here, if I come in that entrance, if I needed to quickly make food or anything, the life pod's right outside there. And it's really easy to get into to quickly cook food or turn bladderfish into water. Since you can't deconstruct anything on the life pod and tear it down, it's pretty much always going to be there. And one more trip should have everything else. And that final locker taken care of. Because once we get this storage system built, we will have a central location to keep all of our gear and do our craft. I mean, all of our materials and do our crafting. And I don't really need to move the power power cell charger right now, because the only thing I've got that uses power cells is the ship, and it charges when I dock it. So yeah, we're just going to toss as much in here as we can. Just to clear out our inventory. And there's another fire extinguisher. And all the rest of this stuff I want to keep on me right now, because we are going outside, and that was the motivational note from last episode. I decided to listen again.
Craig McGill crash-landed in the acid swamps at Oriole 9, fought off arachnid kidney poachers, and hijacked detained Star Wall. If he can do all that, you can survive one more day.
And there's another node that appeared close to the base that somehow I missed, if they're not respawning. But yeah, there's one right down here, too. So I'm really beginning to wonder if these nodes do respawn. I really won't know until I really clear out this area where there's no more showing up, if they start showing up again later. But that's a test I plan on running. And I'm trying to figure out how to get to those two that are really close. So they got to be in this cave system down here. And I found some sandstone. And while what I really need is titanium to get these lockers built, I'm always distracted by shinies. So we got some extra quartz, and there it is. There's one of them, and the other is right up here. Of course, they were both copper when I need titanium. But that's fine. I will have a use for copper later. And that guy isn't chasing me. Appears like he's just posturing. Oh, now he got loose. But I'm still at full health after that, so... I'm really not afraid of those guys so much anymore. They don't do a lot of damage. It's only if I run into multiples of them, or I'm low in health, that it's going to be a problem. And I've got plenty of inventory space to grab some other things. Checking to see what is close to me. There's some titanium that I desperately need. There's some more. And I've still got room for one more of those and 3 more items. Got some limestone down here in this ravine. I ignored those alien eggs down there. I did see them, but I was looking to see if there was more limestone nearby. I've got 2 more spaces. There's one that isn't showing up, so it must be just out of range. And I don't have the space for that salvage. I just got 1 empty slot left. Let's go looking for one more limestone chunk on the way back. And there's one. And it did not give me the oxygen warning. That flash of red got my attention before the voiceover did. So we'll head back to the base and disassemble some of these. Convert some of this metal salvage into titanium, and just about should be able to just about finish off of this trip. Might take 1 or 2 more. So first I'm going to use up all the loose titanium I have. And then I'm going to convert the metal salvage into titanium. Each of those would be 2 more lockers. So that should be about 6 lockers I get done. And then I can offload the rest of the junk I have. And I was counting how many lockers were left to do. I believe it was 7. So it's going to take me quite a bit more. Yeah, it's 7 more lockers. So it's going to take me 14 more titanium, which I could actually get off of 3 or 4 of the metal salvage, and I remember I passed over 2, but I couldn't remember exactly where they were. I noticed that that limestone chunk is right below us somewhere, so there's got to be a cave down here that goes to it. And this is a cave I've been to multiple times, so either I've been blind as a bat and missing that, or it's one that has respawned. Seeing if there are any more close to me. There's a couple right over this ridge somewhere. And now we're getting into the stalker territory, so there's bound to be metal salvage scattered around here as well. So I'll be keeping an eye out for that. There's an alien egg. I didn't really want to grab it yet. My food and water are starting to get below half. So hopefully the plants will be maturing soon. Right, there's one chunk right over here. One or two right below me somewhere. But there's a cave entrance. Now, does it go down, though? No, it just looped around. But there's one right on the other side of this ridge. And that's the entrance to the cave. And this, I believe, is the cave where I originally had my beacon. It may not be the exact same entrance, but it's part of it. And what is that eye doing here? Because the first time I encountered them were in the jelly fungus or jelly shroom caverns. I've never seen him up here before. And he really wasn't moving, so I don't know if he was paralyzed by the light or he was dead. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not really afraid of these guys. But I should have been a little bit more afraid of them since there were so many. Yeah, one more and I'm dead. I've gotten a little too complacent about their presence and just stopped worrying about them too much, I guess. And there's the one that can kill me. So I'm trying my best to get away from him. And I managed to. Woo!
30 seconds.
But I started running out of oxygen. Thankfully, I've got another large tank. And they did give me a lot of sulfur. I haven't really been making use of sulfur. I could probably make more use of flares. And you get a lot of flares out of sulfur. And that one appeared to be bugged or something. I couldn't get to the one in it. Flares do last quite a while. I thought I saw a crystal, but it was just one of those drooping tentacles. There's a quartz. And I've gotten a little turned around. Can't quite remember which way I came in. And I realize here I came from that direction. So the way out's got to be over here somewhere. And I need to get to the surface. And I just realized my air bladder wasn't full. now I can swap out and refill the other tank. Always make sure your secondary tank is refilled as well. It really sucks if you're counting on it and are down there diving and go to swap to it and it has no air in it. Alright, just doing a quick look around, see if there's any close. And then heading back in to offload what we do have and hope that the plants have matured, because I'm starting to need food and water again. See, I've got some salvage to convert. Nope, no salvage to convert, but I can cook the ii. That gives me a little bit more time in case the food hasn't finished growing. And I do have a little bit of titanium. Enough for maybe 2.5 lockers. Yep. And offload some of this crap and go get more, not that locker, this locker. Go get more resources. Let's go ahead and top off our health. Since we were in danger of dying to another crash fish that stumbled across us. And we need 4.5 more. That would be 9 more titanium. Decided to check on the reactor. Yep, I noticed the power up top was low, so it's offline again. And it looks like the bulbo tree is matured. And I've got this... I decided to eat some of it, because it's got a lot of water. And finish planting trees here. Top off my water, go ahead and finish off this tree so I can replant it. And there we are. Yeah, I can break down all of these and replant them completely to get a full planter of marble melons growing. And there we go. Well, didn't mean to do that. And use some potatoes to get the bioreactor going again. That should be enough to get it fully charged. I do need a backup form of power. Either more solar cells on top of this thing, or
Welcome aboard, Captain.
something else that isn't reliant upon me interacting. And I need that for each of my bases, just so they don't get completely shut down if I'm not there to refill the bioreactor. We'll go back to looking for titanium and limestone chunks, and there's one. There's some salvage probably over here. Maybe something I can scan. I've been through this wreck so many times, I keep forgetting if I've scanned everything in it. I'm pretty sure I have. I don't believe that they respawn the components. Fragments is, I believe, what they're called. Yeah, that one's empty. And these limestone chunks are nearby. These are a little closer, though. And there's a little cave system down here. Yeah, it'd be a little bit more efficient to just go looking for metal salvage while I need the titanium. But this also allows me to stock up on quartz and copper as we are building the base. The storage facility. Because I am going to need a lot of them later on. And I did the side sweep to see what's close. Because you can tell by that bottom limestone chunk, the way it moves, it's closer than all the others. The others are all distant. So that one was nearby somewhere. Right there. It's right on the other side of this. So there's got to be a way into a cave around here for these two. And there it is. Now there's probably some crash fish in here. And at first, when I looked down here and saw that purplish glow, I was kind of confused. I thought this was an extension of the jelly shroom caves at first, and then I just realized some of these acid mushrooms look like this in the caves. But this looked a little out of place to me at first. And that limestone chunk is on the other side of there. Right up here. Let's see, I got a few more on these ridges over here. That one's pretty far. Well, by pretty far, I mean over in the plains there. And I see some salt, so let's collect some of that. And that light is a little bright during the day. I don't really see any really close except for the ones on that ridge there. Right there's one. And I've got space for about 7 more items.
30 seconds.
Swap out my tank. And forget to switch over to the tool and start beating up the Sea Glide fragment. Well, there's some guaranteed titanium there. It sounds like one of the sharks is near me. Yeah, for the most part, the creatures in this game don't appear to be a huge threat in these areas. It's when you go deeper that I'm really worried about. But even that snake, crab snake, really didn't do a lot of damage to me. I could have suffered at least 3 bites before it was really a problem. But I do know when I start running into the leviathans, like the Reaper leviathans I've been seeing, and some of the other stuff like that electrical shark. I don't know what it's called yet. I haven't gotten it. But that one I'm worried about because there were so many down there, and they did a number on my ship. I mean, just 1 or 2 shocks from them and my ship was like below half. But it may just be that I have more health than my vehicle does. Because it sure seemed like the crab snakes were doing a lot. Oh, my inventory's full. And okay, that was the nearby geyser. My inventory's full and I don't really have anything I want to drop. Don't really have anything I can use. And I don't recall if I have remembered that I am on my 2nd tank. There's a lot of metal salvage there. Yeah, I've been down there quite a while, swapped out my tank, and didn't really think to swap it over. When I got inside here, I think I double-checked it. Yes, okay. Yeah, we've got enough to finish this place, I'm pretty sure. I don't have any space to pull out batteries right now. But I was just checking to see if I had enough to swap out, since that had finished charging. There we go. Storage system's all set up. And we're going to swap out our batteries. And actually, let's get the charged batteries first. Put the dead batteries in. Now, it does kind of annoy me that I shut the thing off intentionally to pull the battery out, and I had to shut it back off again after I swapped out the battery. That's at 85. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pull the battery out and put it on charge, and then get a fresh battery from someplace else, like one of these lockers that I know batteries are in. And I think that's everything we had to put batteries on. Now I'm going to have to organize a lot of these lockers. I'm going to put things in individual lockers, and those are like a stair step. I can see right now some of these are uneven and I have to correct them. Yeah, that's going to annoy me, especially that stair step. But I'm going to do a lot of that off camera, of the organization, because I'm pretty sure just watching the resource gathering could be kind of dull for a lot of people. But since I'm out there and there is danger involved, is the reason I have continued recording it. But while I'm in here just shuffling stuff around, nah, that's something I can do off camera. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.